All right, Blue.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're finally talking about Miles Davis because you guys got the album Miles, which I got here on
Yes.
CD.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, your cut on here is and this is the pink vinyl. Check this out. So this is the Vinyl Me
Oh.
Please reissue on the pink
Oh
vinyl.
wow.
Yeah.
Slamming.
All right, so your cut on here is Nothing Like You. Um,
Ooh. Bob
which
Doro right there.
Bob
Yup.
Duro, man. So yeah, Bob Duro, he wrote like a lot of that Schoolhouse Rock stuff.
Yeah.
Even three is a magic number that De La sampled, you know. But tell me,
Yup.
tell me about this. I mean, this is the only vocals on this album, and why is this
This
your
was
pick?
this album was a gift to me, and I always thought the singer was Cicely Tyson. I thought Cicely Tyson was singing this song.
Right
I thought it was like the girl on the woman on the
on the
cover.
cover,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? But that's me not knowing jazz, not knowing, you know what I mean, how they did their thing back then. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But this song, man, oh my God! When I heard this, it was like everything I wanted to hear out of a jazz song. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It was like it was my favorite type of jazz. I started looking for it, and I realized how hard it is to find vocal songs with jazz besides like Ella or Billy or
right,
Sarah Vaughan. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
like to get them on like a Thelonious Monk album or a Ma Jamal album, it's just not happening. You know what I mean?
right,
But Miles Davis pulled one for this album,
yeah.
and supposedly this is his least favorite song ever
Really?
he ever made. You know what I mean? I read his book and he said that, and I was
Yeah,
like, "What? That's my favorite song." Like, yeah. It's
yeah. I
like
mean,
my favorite jazz song ever.
in the catalog, his catalog's so incredibly deep and amazing. And I mean, and you guys, like I was saying a minute ago, like your new album Miles is kind of built around the spirit of Miles Davis. I mean, tell us about that.
That's those records I got from my grandfather, man. My grandfather
Yeah,
blessed me with a gang of Miles Davis albums, and I just sat with him and eventually learned to appreciate jazz music through them. You know what I mean? And once I got into jazz, man, I felt like it was like me returning home. You know what I
mm,
mean? Even though I had never walked those grounds. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
So yeah, it felt real good, man, to get to finally like dig jazz the right way,
Right.
you know? And
How
that's
about for
still
you?
one of my favorite songs. My bad.
And how about for you, Exile? I mean, is that as a? I
Oh,
mean, we did talk about jazz as a sample source, but as a
well,
fan, a listener.
the name Miles is definitely has a lot of different meanings and is open to interpretation. But there's definitely always the appreciation for Miles Davis
Yeah,
also involved in it. But
Very true.
just Miles, like how far we've gone and where
yeah,
we are now,
sure.
and we'll continue to walk. But you're asking me about jazz.
And Miles in
Like,
particular, I guess, and kind of
oh,
that.
I mean, when I really got clung to Miles, I mean, I had always known about him and how he represented like cool.
Right.
As a young kid, of course, it's gonna be that simple. When you see him, but as I grew older, and it was probably Bitches Brew that really got me like
Yes.
diving into his whole catalog, because that opened up doors. Even, I mean, definitely for music in general, but kind of is like the basis for a lot of like abstract hip hop and
Mm-hmm.
abstract music, and even the idea of how that sounded, like, I think influenced different sample sources, of course, but also music, and just it's hard to explain. It was already hip hop.
Right. Right.
You mentioned earlier when we were talking about jazz, you mentioned Herbie Hancock. Was that a bigger influence for you? Was that more of
I
a?
mentioned Herbie Hancock because of Rocket, probably the first time like seeing
Oh,
him.
okay, okay,
Right.
okay.
Right. Okay.
All right, yeah,
I was thinking more. Yeah. Okay. But yeah,
okay,
that makes complete sense.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I was
that
kind of like,
video,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah.
is that noise? All that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like the first scratch routine any DJ in that era would try. Is the
Yeah.
rocket? You know what I mean? Like when you were trying to like
Yeah, Steve.
So
that and bad meaning bad, good meaning good.
Right. Right. All right, there it is. Miles
Yeah.
Davis.
All right.
Nothing like you.